Welcome, welcome. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Mondays at Microsoft, where we break down the very exciting Microsoft world for you 2 weeks at a time. And we focus on AI, modern work, our AI business solutions, Power Platform, and so much more. I'm Caruana Gatimo, Director of Customer Advocacy for M365 and Copilot AI Collaboration. And I'm joined by my friend.
Hello, Caruana. Hello. Hi, I'm Heather Cook, everybody, Principal Community Evangelist for the Microsoft 365 Customer Advocacy Group. And
You You
I
look
got,
like you're somewhere different. Where
I
are
know,
you?
check this wallpaper out. Is this not
It's
awesome? I mean,
beautiful.
right? It's so good. Yes, I am in Atlanta at a friend's house prepping for Keynote and our sponsorship of one of our amazing third-party produced events, TechCon Atlanta. So shout out to producers David and Sharon. And tickets are still available, folks. So if you want to come check us out in Atlanta, you can still get your tickets. So that's where I am this week. How about you? Where are you, Caruana? I think you're at your
I'm in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. We are
yes.
very busy here on campus. And so you were out in the world, and I am here holding down the fort. It's fantastic stuff. I love Atlanta. Atlanta's a great city.
Yes.
Barbecue, peaches, all the good things. I'm jealous you
Mhm.
get to go do that. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. So yes, and great shout out to them. Tech cons are great. I have to say the shorter events are great because you get such a chance to really connect with people. It's not the
Yeah.
big monsters of some of the biggest events. You really get to like lean in and meet your speakers too, which is a great time
Yeah.
to ask them all your questions. So hop on over to that
100%.
event and scale up for
Yeah,
sure.
it's going to be awesome. Yeah, Brian Wilford on our team is heading down from the Carolinas, and Alicia Cedric she's here in Atlanta and teaches at Emory, PhD on our team. So they're going to be with me for the keynote. I'm super excited. And we also have a great Women and Allies lunch that we're going to do too. So lots of cool things happening in Atlanta. And I got to go shopping this weekend with my friend on the Beltline. It was amazing. So anyway, good stuff. So yeah, very cool. Independent businesses and all of that. So yeah, get your tickets. So if you haven't done that already. So I'm going to take us through what's coming up today. What are we going to talk about in this next 30 minutes? Well, let me tell you, and we'll get into it. We have got GPT-5 arriving, smarter AI for work and life. Also, we also have the Greater Austin YMCA, who filled a childcare gap with a big old tech overhaul that they just did. And then we're also going to talk about how Xbox is amplifying Indigenous peoples, creators of games across the world. So, but stick around. We got lots to talk about. You're not going to miss all the exciting news we're going to share here. And, wherever you are watching, if you could please hit all those buttons, the likes, the shares, the reposts, the subscribes, all of that goodness. And guess what else? We are streaming for the first time on our Microsoft Community Facebook page. So if you're coming to us there, hello, and thank you for following. I did a big push, I think, about a week ago on that. So thank you, everybody, for joining there. It's super awesome, very exciting. So, and I am sure, makes us surely sound better. Our wonderful sponsor is Shure Audio. And if you don't know them, they are amazing. They have been around 100 years. So the company's fantastic. The people we work with there are fantastic. They sponsor tons of Microsoft and other events. And they're the ones that create these awesome microphones, not only for podcasting, but they're really the standard for musicians and concerts and things out there in the world. So definitely give Shure a look. They make us sound great. So thank you, Shure, and the team over there. We love working with you. So that leads us to get into our big rocks. I kind of always want to do this, the big rocks, when we're talking about those. But this segment is about GPT-5. So this is a huge announcement. And so this last week, we are rolling out OpenAI's GPT-5, the most advanced AI model yet across the ecosystem, from Microsoft 365 Copilot to GitHub to Azure AI Foundry. So, what's new? Why is this important? GPT-5 really brings breakthrough reasoning capabilities, making Copilot even smarter and faster and more context aware, which you're like, really? Because it was already pretty darn fast and context aware anyway. But whether, you're drafting emails, you're analyzing documents, or evaluating RFPs, Copilot's now using this real-time model router to pick the best AI brain for the task. So you're getting quick answers for simple questions and deep analysis for complex ones. And then for developers, GPT-5 is now available in GitHub Copilot and Visual Studio Code. So that's going to enable longer, more complex coding tasks and agentic workflows. And then in Azure AI Foundry, developers can orchestrate tasks with an enterprise-grade security and compliance like usual, but again, even faster. So the AI Microsoft Red team rigorously tested GPT-5 for safety, and it shows one of the strongest profiles yet against threats like malware and fraud. So you can try GPT-5 today. It's live in Copilot on the web and desktops and mobile. You just head over to copilot.microsoft.com or open your Copilot app to experience it firsthand. So this is another, goodness, we have so many leaps that we've been making, right? And it's another major one in how AI is going to continue to support productivity, creativity, and decision making. So whether you're in marketing or engineering or operations, GPT-5 is here to help you work smarter. So that's pretty cool. We also have a great segment, and are you going to talk about
It
the one
is.
cool stuff they're doing over there?
I am gonna talk about that, but I had to say something about GPT-5
Yeah,
first because
totally.
I
Yeah.
I need to give a huge shout out to our teams, that this simultaneously shipped with OpenAI on the same day, and that's a huge deal. Like, you're
Yeah.
getting all of the safeguards and the governance and everything that you need to feel comfortable using AI with Microsoft, and you're getting that immediate innovation, and so I think that's important. And if you still haven't had your aha moment with all this AI blah blah
Mhm.
that's going on in the world, go check out our scenario library. We've organized these use cases in a way that you can get inspiration about why all of this actually matters. I'm using it every day to help me from everything from analyzing an Excel sheet all the way through writing blog posts and then refining. It is actually making me more productive. It took me a little while to understand why it was important. So, just look at that scenario library and that will help you understand why this matters. But you can feel comfortable using AI with Microsoft because of the governance and security policies and practices we have in place. And I've been talking about governance for a decade. It was always a good idea to do this governance stuff in your Microsoft 365 tenant. So even if you're not using AI, check out all that readiness because you want to do that anyway. So, all this
100%.
all this only matters when you think about the moments that actually matter, right? Technology is here to make sure that people are doing more and that they're able to solve things that actually matter to them. And that is what the YMCA did. Right. We really wanted to spotlight this story from the Greater Austin YMCA. They used Microsoft technology to solve a major challenge, the childcare gap. In Austin, over 5,000 children are on waiting lists for early childhood education. We know how important that is. And so, to address this, YMCA launched the Tomorrow Academy, and it's a new model of childcare designed to serve kids from 6 weeks to 5 years old, right? Those are critical times for early education. Here's the twist: this transformation wouldn't have been possible without a full scale digital overhaul powered by Microsoft. So, when Kathy Kuras became CEO in 2021, she partnered with Microsoft to modernize all of the WISE operations, right? Microsoft Teams, OneNote, Power Apps, right? We talk a lot about AI, but that healthy Microsoft 365 environment and other Microsoft services are so important to having great digital operations. And this allowed her to connect staff across multiple locations and enabled real-time collaboration that streamlined curriculum updates and made decision making faster. So what used to take months of in-person meetings, they can now just do in a few minutes online. And the result was 2 Tomorrow Academy locations are already open in Four Points and Dove Springs, serving over 60 students. And it offered programs like early literacy, STEM, creative arts, and nature play. Teachers use Teams to communicate instantly, message classrooms, and even request support with a quick message. And there's no more broken walkie talkies. Yes, walkie talkies were a thing there. And now they have Microsoft Teams. So the YMCA plans to open 6 to 8 more academies by 2030, aiming to serve over 1,000 children. And the model is gaining national attention. Other YMCAs are already asking how to bring it to their communities. So this story highlights that digital productivity and tools aren't just about, getting more done. It's also about serving your mission, right? Landing those objectives. And in this case, really helping children in the community do more. So I love these stories. They matter. The work that we're doing out there matters. And I'm sure some of you might be a part of this or a moment that matters in your community. But never forget to make that connection between technology and the human experience that is, after all, what it is really for. And there's so much going on in the technology space. I'm very, very excited about everything that's happening here. And let's also talk a little bit about, I know, another favorite tool out there for folks, and it is Excel. Raise your hand if you use Microsoft Excel on a regular basis. I'm sure that you do. But we are celebrating now because we've had some long-awaited updates to PivotTable Auto Refresh. Oh my goodness, Auto Refresh. Have you used this? I have been using this for quite some time inside Microsoft. It is a wonderful thing because you don't have to worry when you go in there and all your little beautiful tables, you don't have to do them all. It just happens, right? So if you've ever built a dashboard or report in Excel, you know the pain. Your pivot table isn't up to date when the source data changes. And now you have to hit manually refresh them, right? But not anymore. With this new feature, Excel now automatically updates pivot tables when the underlying data changes and no clicks required. Now, here's how it works. Auto refresh is on by default for all new pivot tables. For existing ones, just go to the Pivot Table Analyze tab and toggle it on. It works with the data within the same workbook, and all pivot tables connected to that data source will be updated together. There's even a smart indicator in the bottom left corner of your window that lets you know if any pivot tables are out of sync, and you can refresh them all with just one click. Few caveats: it doesn't work with external data sources or in some co-authoring scenarios. And if your workbook is set to manual calculation auto refresh, it won't trigger. This features rolling out to the Microsoft 365 insiders in the beta channel. So if you don't see it yet, hang on, it's going to come to you soon. But this is a great example of how we're listening to your feedback. This feature was created directly from your feedback, and we've now implemented it. So this makes me happy because anything that keeps me from clicking or worrying about my data, right? When I go in to do a presentation and I pull up my fancy spreadsheet, I want to make sure that everything is all handled. And this way it is.
That's
We just
awesome.
had one of those, didn't we, Heather? And I was happy that I knew that the dashboard, if he went and clicked on that dashboard, Jeff Teeper in
Yep.
this in this scenario, he would see updated information.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and pivot tables are awesome, but keeping them updated is not so awesome. So like that one click, yay! So I was looking in the chat, and I just was seeing that folks are like, "Hey, you should come join our user group and give a session." So I love it that in
Ooh,
our chat, so Nelia and Laura, I'm like, look at y'all connecting with each other in the chat on Mondays. I'm like, I'm loving that. So
oh,
yeah, thank you, Erin, our producer, putting that up. So yeah, this is a great place to connect with each other too, for sure. So that's awesome. So I just wanted to
absolutely.
shout that out. So yeah,
Heather and I
yeah,
both had our start in user groups. We both
yes,
did. Absolutely.
100%.
I practiced my skills to get enough confidence to do a live show to a whole bunch of people.
Yeah,
Give me to
completely.
refresh.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and these wonderful stories. There's so many stories and I was saying, talking about GPT-5 and Copilot. I'm looking up stories for these segments, and I literally am taking the URL and I go into M365 Copilot and I say, create a 2 or 3 minute segment from this blog post for us for the Mondays at Microsoft show. So
That's
what
right.
you're watching and seeing us read and know from the scripts that we make, this is Copilot, y'all. So this is how we're doing these scripts now. So it's really cool. And it's helped me be a bit faster in putting these scripts together. I still zhuzh, don't get me wrong, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
get some,
You have to, it's a
yeah,
co-pilot. It's not
yeah,
the pilot, but I do think that it is important to have those moments where you find the scenario that works for you, right?
Yeah.
That's why I call it the aha moment when we're doing all our user enablement for this kind of stuff. And this has
Yeah.
always been true of every technology. That's
Yep.
not any different. People
Yeah.
need to understand why Teams is important, why the cloud was important, why OneDrive was important, right? Like everybody needs to have that moment. But when you find it, then, my job now has been, I found several. Now I need to find some more. I know there's
Mhm.
more I can do. I need
Mhm.
to, do that. So this change is happening for all of us for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And this segment that we're in right now is the in case you missed it, so in case you missed that note, the Microsoft 365 insiders, they have their blog and their LinkedIn channel.
Mhm.
And if you don't already follow it, you should. They're awesome. And they're putting out like the private or the public preview stuff a lot too, right? Because it's the
Mhm.
insiders, but it's open to a lot of folks. You can join. It's great. So definitely keep them bookmarked for yourself too. And then, oh, go ahead, Carolina. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say one of the things I like about the Insiders program and the way that it works is you can have a group of people in your organization that are insiders
Mhm.
that you turn to that early channel. You can assign them with M365 group membership and then manage that in your tenant while the rest of your organization stays on current channel. That way you have an opportunity to take a look at some of those new features as they come and then roll them out to the rest of your organization. It's kind of a coin toss whether or not as a champion you should do that because it's always good to be in the
Mm.
experience with the people that you're driving
Yeah.
change with. But definitely having some insiders in the organization is very helpful, and I love how you can segment your user population that way. If you have a larger organization, you're not going to want everybody as an
Yeah.
insider.
Yeah.
But yes, always advocating for being able to do that via group membership.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, totally. So, yeah, so in case you missed that, those are the places to look for those insiders, that the new features, the public preview kind of things, and then we have another great story that comes out of Xbox that's really cool. So, history reclaimed, futures reimagined, indigenous voices in gaming, and being someone who goes to Comic-Con and some of those other things, and just loving. I do some gaming. I was more of an Atari person, I will say, but and I still have one in my house that I use. I play Frogger all the time because I love it. But Xbox, few games that I love, but some of the things that come out of Xbox, they're on the forefront a lot of the times of our accessibility and also just being inclusive. And it's just such a great thing to see. A couple of days ago, it was International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples, and Microsoft celebrated that by spotlighting how Xbox is honoring Indigenous creators who are really reshaping the gaming landscape. So, as we know, gaming is no longer just entertainment, but it's a powerful platform for cultural preservation, education, and storytelling. So, Xbox is showcasing the evolution of all of this through a curated collection of games created by and about Indigenous communities. So, a couple of standout examples are Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition, which now features a new campaign called Shadow, which is written by Anthony Brave, a Sitangu Oyate, and Chippewa Cree descendant. And as the lead cultural expert, Anthony ensured the game's Indigenous representation is accurate and respectful and deeply rooted in lived experience. And his work brings to life a really powerful narrative of identity and survival and legacy. And so there's other featured titles as well. Kenya, Bridge of Spirits, which is a spirit-guided journey through a mystical world. Aztec Forgotten Gods, which is a cyberstone adventure inspired by a Mesoamerican mythology. Carto, a puzzle-driven exploration of culture and connection. Aratana and the Harpy's Feather, which is a fast-paced platformer rooted in indigenous Brazilian folklore. So Xbox is encouraging impact beyond gameplay through Microsoft Rewards players in the US. You can donate your points to organizations like AISES and the First Nations Development Institute, supporting Indigenous representation in STEM and community development. And for fans looking to show their support, Xbox has released a new dynamic background and wallpaper inspired by Indigenous art, which is now available on console, which is super cool. So really great stuff there with the Xbox team, continuing to innovate, to be inclusive, to show our diversity, and to really, everybody belongs to this world, super cool. So now,
I love
Carolina, we're going to get
that.
into our product segment and
You
talk a little
got
bit
me
about,
there.
You what?
I'm sorry, you got me there with the Kenyan spiritual walk
Yeah.
through life, the spirit guided walk through life. I'm gonna have to go play that one. I
Yeah.
just love honoring people's history. It is a
Yes.
powerful thing to do, and so wonderful. So I got to crack open my Xbox game and go do that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, very cool. Yeah.
Fantastic, assuming I had time to still game. I don't actually
I
as much
don't
as I
really
want.
either.
You've given me a reason to go do it. Thank you so much. All right,
You're
let's
welcome.
talk about
Yep.
some of the new amazing features that are coming here. We're going to talk about OneDrive, another one of my favorite power tools in the Microsoft 365 basket of tools. There are a ton of new features that are rolling out right now. And if you haven't gone and checked out OneDrive specifically lately, you really should. OneDrive is a powerful part of the entire productivity workflow. Don't forget to sync those libraries to OneDrive so it's easy to save things in the right place at the right time. But let's go through a few of the things that they have rolled out recently that is so fantastic. So you can request files. If you need to collect documents from a group of people, like event photos, team reports, or time off forms, you can do that. Instead of just having a messy shared folder, right click on a folder in OneDrive and select request files. And you'll get a link that lets people upload directly without seeing anyone else's files. Hey, how important is that? No OneDrive account is required there also. Next, you have Open in App. You can launch files directly in their full featured desktop application, whether it's a PDF or Photoshop file or Code and Visual Studio. Click the three dots and say open in app, and OneDrive will figure out the right app based on your settings and go and open it for you. I do this constantly when I know I'm going to be doing some editing into a file that is, more than what I'm going to do on the web. So definitely want to try that. Here's a fun one too. Custom folder colors is rolling out. You can color code your OneDrive folders to visually organize projects. I do this also because I'm a visual person, and it's faster for your brain actually to process what the color is rather than read the name of the folder. So it speeds up your browsing process, and it works great when you're pinning folders as well. Right click on a folder to choose folder color and pick your shade. And then don't forget about the most important thing for me, especially when I have made a boo boo in a file. It's about version history and file restore. If you accidentally delete or override something, you can roll back to the previous version with just a few clicks. No panic required. This has actually really saved me more times than I can tell you. And so this is fantastic. So these features are now available for Microsoft 365 work accounts. And the reminder that OneDrive is more than just about storage. It's a smart and secure productivity hub. So go and check those things out. We're also spotlighting a major milestone in IT management. Cloud update for Microsoft 365 apps has officially reached general availability. So what is that? If you haven't heard about that, this will make our IT friends very happy. Cloud update helps keep environments secure, current, and Copilot ready with a minimum amount of overhead, right? So the standout features are you can pause and roll back. IT pros can pause updates or roll back to previous versions if some sort of compatibility issue arises with their Microsoft 365 apps. It's got exclusion windows, right? You can avoid disruptions during critical periods like tax season or quarter close by deferring updates for a specific group of people. Another real power feature in your organization. And then you have rollout waves. You can deploy updates in stages to early adopters first, like I mentioned before, and this is separate, but after your insiders. So you might have a group of people in your insiders, but then you can still stage rollout waves to the rest of your organization, right? The dashboard is in the Microsoft 365 Apps Admin Center, and it gives you real-time insights into update progress, channel status, and it integrates with Microsoft Purview for full audit and traceability. So coming soon is rollback by group, rollback by build, and channel change support, giving IT teams even more control over updated life cycles. So use Cloud Update, read about it, follow the link. I am so thrilled. This is another example of us listening to IT professionals about the things that they need to do their jobs more easily. And here it is. So really excited that that has rolled out to everyone.
Awesome. Yeah, that's super cool. I like the rollback and move
Yeah.
forward and, just
I like
flexibility,
the
right?
blackout dates. I'm a fan of those blackout dates because no,
Mhm.
I don't want new things disrupting year-end close, for instance. There's a
Yeah.
time where you need your finance teams to just be able to do what they need to do. They don't need to
Yep.
be inhibited by technology. And you can combine that also with the Windows controls so that your
Mhm.
Windows updates, except for critical security updates, are also paused. So when you use those two things together, you have much more control over your user's experience, which is so important.
We're getting a lot of claps and hearts on this one. So,
Good.
people are
Oh,
like,
oh,
"Yes."
yay. What's happening in the power realm, Heather? Tell us about that. You live
Yeah.
in the power realm.
The power realm. Yeah, for sure. There's always so much going on across all of the, Microsoft ecosystem, as we know. There's a great blog. Most teams and the sort of family products do some sort of a big, roll up once a month of what's going on. And Power Platform is very similar. It's called the Power Apps Pulse. And so April Dunham, who's just amazing, great partner we work with all the time, advocate, community, all that goodness. She dives into big updates to Plan Designer. And then there's tons of other updates there, new features, performance improvements, pretty much everything you need to stay update and make the most out of Power Apps. So if you check that out once a month, bookmark it. You can see what else was new in July there as well. But that's a great blog to follow. And then many people participated in the Powerful Devs hackathon that happened, oh gosh, probably about 3 months ago. And so what they did out of that hackathon is that they pulled together case studies on each of the different hacks that happened. So you can go take a look at all the case studies. They demonstrate, how, rapid prototyping with low code tools and intelligent automation drive transformative outcomes, and just all the different teams that really harness the power of AI and the Power Platform to tackle a bunch of real world challenges. So all of those, there's close to 10 of them, I believe. I took a look really quickly and read a couple, but they're really, really neat. So I would definitely take a look at that. And also something that's not in the script, but that is coming up is the Power Platform Conference. That is coming in October. And so I know the team is gearing up for that. You're seeing a lot of the flurry internally and like all the great posts that are out there on LinkedIn about getting registered for that show. So that will be coming up. Charles Lamanna, of course, will be keynoting there, and there's lots of amazing sessions and stuff. So if you haven't gotten a chance to register for that show, it is in Las Vegas. It's the last week of October coming up. It's going to be awesome. So thank you so much, Aaron, on that for quickly pulling that up for us. That is the URL. That's great. That leads us into more events. How about that? So we've got so many events always going on in the Microsoft ecosystem. Please, if you have not checked out our one-stop shop for all Microsoft community events, you need to get over to communitydays.org. Wanted to give a shout out to one of our events in a spotlight. This is the Baltic Summit. This is coming up September 12th or 13th in Poland, where my family is from. It's a great event produced by some of our community members, Miha Ziemba and Tomas Postiek, who put that show on. They're amazing producers. You should check that out if you're in the area. And then that leads us into what's coming up. And there's a ton of stuff coming up. As you can see, August and September is chock full of events all over the world. Lots of stuff. These are all the free events, y'all, that you can get into. Some of them are hybrid. Most of them are in person. And then we have the paid events, the produced events, where you pay a registration fee. As you all hear, I'm here in Atlanta for TechCon this week, but North American Cloud and Collaboration Summit's coming up. FabCon in Europe's coming up. ESPC also in Ireland. Lots of things coming up August through March. And if you have an event and you haven't listed it on the communitydays.org site, what's going on? Please list it. People want to find you. They want to see your call for content. They want to potentially sponsor your event. It's that one-stop shop where everybody's putting their stuff, and it's free. It's a free place to amplify your event. So please come and put your stuff up there, and it'll be seen by so many people because people are looking all the time for that. And then lastly, we did a roundup this time of all of our resources links that we have. So how to get to Mondays at Microsoft and put it on your calendar, where it is on the tech community, how you can listen in on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Come check out the Global Community Initiative, our Facebook page, our LinkedIn page, our X page, or all of that goodness. So that's a great thing to like click into, and community happens all over the place, right? Whatever your favorite way is to get to community, it probably exists. So Caruana, I think you and I just we're all over the place as far as social media, and we've we might even start a TikTok channel. I don't know, we'll see, right?
Oh, Lord, don't make me do that. Oh, goodness. Uh, TikTok is my guilty pleasure. Don't make it about work. Oh
Don't
my
make it
God.
about work. I know, same.
No, no,
Anyway,
no, no. But I just want to thank everybody. There's so much happening. We're going to try to always round up for you some of the most important new features. Go out there, try Copilot, color code your OneDrive things, request some files from people. There's so much going on. We're happy to break it down for you. We will be back again August 25th. And on that date, we will have a special guest host because I will actually take a vacation. Yes, health and
Mm,
wellness matters, and I will be on vacation. That is my husband's birthday. So we will be out and about
wow.
doing our thing, and we will have a special guest to join Heather. So you don't want to miss
Yep.
that. It's always new people
Not.
are fun. So come and
Yeah.
give new people, the guest host, some of this wonderful Mondays at Microsoft love. And we always thank you for watching. And we hope
Yes.
you have a fantastic week.
Thanks, everybody. See you in the
Take
community.
care. Bye.